Salutations one and all, and so one and all salutations. 'Tis I, Speedy of Terror Productions, coming to you with yet another vlog. I just want to clear up a few things. First off, those of you who are hoping to see me at this year's UK Ponycon, I do apologise for the fact that I wasn't there. I was really looking forward to it, because, as some of you will know, I went to last year's UK Ponycon because it was in my hometown of Cardiff. And I was just there, yeah, Ponycon 2014, woo! And then I found out it was in Leicester. And I found out I didn't have any cash for the train ticket, a hotel room, or an entry ticket. So, yeah. For those of you who were there and were saying things along the lines of, it's going to be so cool to see you at Ponycon and whatnot, I swear from the bottom of my heart down, I do apologise for not being there, and more than anything, I only ask that you can all accept my apology, mainly for those two reasons: the distance that needed to be travelled, and the lack of cash. But I'll try and make it for next year's. I'm not promising anything, but I will try and make it to Ponycon 2015. If Ponycon is still going by 2015. Brushing that aside, and just moving my phone over real quick, some of you who live in Cardiff as well may have seen in a model railway and bookshop called Ian Allen that there have been flyers looking a little similar to this. This flyer is for, and this is me quoting directly from the flyer, 29th Cardiff Model Railway Exhibition, 18th and 19th of October 2014, at Ysgol Gyfun Gymraeg Glantaf, which, fun fact, was the high school I went to. So yeah, those of you who are subscribed to me and are also model railway enthusiasts, for those of you who are subscribed, do live in Cardiff, and are model railway enthusiasts just as I am, keep an eye open for me, because I will be there tomorrow on Saturday the 18th. Whether or not I'll be there on the Sunday is a totally different story. So, yeah, if I do bump into any of my subscribers down there, then yeah, I'll make sure to, I'll make sure to interact, because I'm not a very social person, outside of the whole YouTube and Facebook community. In fact, my social activity in regards to my Twitter and my Tumblr has just dropped like a stone. So, yeah. What else was I going to say in this vlog? Oh yes, round about Christmas time, my videos may be very limited to pretty much non-existent, except for where I can swing them in, like this vlog. I only say this because, this Wednesday coming, what day is it going to be on Wednesday? 22nd, I think it's going to be on Wednesday. Is it going to be? Yeah, it's going to be the 22nd. I am going to be going down to the Royal Mail sorting depot in Cardiff, which, if you live in Cardiff like I do, you will know it's on Penarth Road. I'm going to be going there on Wednesday for a interview with them for a potential Christmas job. So, yeah, touch wood, I hope I get it. And on top of that as well, I hope they keep me on, because despite the fact that I spent 4 years training to be a mechanic with Coleg Llanhafren, later Cardiff and Vale College, I have always secretly, deep down inside, wanted to be a postman. I am not even kidding when I say that. I have always wanted to be a postman. Just for, the sheer shits and giggles of it. And on top of that as well, it's a good pension scheme. So, 50 odd years from now, if I ever live to see 50 years now, again, touch wood, here's hoping that I will. Yeah. So yeah, that happened. What else? I know there was something else I was going to say. I know there was, and I cannot, to save my life, remember what said something was. I don't know, so let's just talk about something else. Doctor Who. Doctor Who Season 8 has been on air here in the UK now for, give it until tomorrow, and it will have been 9 weeks. So that's just over 2 months. Now, I will admit, when it was first announced that Peter Capaldi was going to be playing the role of the Doctor, like a majority of you Whovians out there, I was livid. I honestly thought they were going to ruin Doctor Who, because Christopher Eccleston, when he played the role of the Doctor in 2005, I wasn't really particularly taken by him. I thought he took the role far, far too seriously. I mean, don't get me wrong, he had his funny moments. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know, there was just something a bit too serious about him playing the part. And of course, David Tennant came along for season 2 of the Doctor Who revamp, and I think it's definitely safe to say that everyone fell in love with the idea of David Tennant playing the Doctor. Think about it, he's young, he's Scottish, he's funny, he's witty, and let's be honest, he looks good in a long coat. Come on, that long coat. Gimme. But yeah, then of course, David Tennant left. Everyone was all, because, best Doctor since Tom Baker. Oh well, in my opinion, anyway. Matt Smith came along. Matt Smith was a bit of a hit and miss with some people. My parents in particular, oddly enough. And my sister, actually, for that matter. But for me, I just had to watch Matt Smith's performance, and I am so, so glad that I did. Because throughout seasons 5, 6, and 7 of Doctor Who, he was absolutely brilliant. There's no other word to describe, for me at least, how Matt Smith was at playing the role of the Doctor in Doctor Who. Matt Smith was brilliant. He suited the role down to a T. He was much like David Tennant. He was funny, he was witty, he was quick thinking. And on top of that, he actually claimed the spot as the youngest person they've ever had to play the Doctor. I think he was only I'm gonna go out on a guess here when I say this, but I think he was 28 when the BBC signed him on to play the role of the Doctor. So that was pretty cool. And then Peter Capaldi came along at the end of the Time of the Doctor, which was the 2013 Christmas special, and my face dropped dead. I'm gonna say it, my face just dropped. But I will say this. To credit myself, I did say I'll watch his first 3 episodes, and then I'll make my mind up. Wow. Wow. How wrong I was to be surprised by Peter Capaldi's performance in Doctor Who. Seriously, the guy is friggin' brilliant as the Doctor. I mean, I will admit, in regards of his performance from where I'm sitting, he's a cross between a hybrid of David Tennant and Matt Smith and Christopher Eccleston, in the sense that he does have his fun and witty moments, where at the same time he takes the role seriously. I do apologise. I really need to consider buying some of those sound insulation padding things. But yeah. In fact, last Saturday's episode, or the episode of this Saturday gone, Mummy on the Orient Express. Best episode so far. Say what you want, but I think Mummy on the Orient Express has got to take the spot for the best episode of Doctor Who Season 8. If you disagree with that opinion, that's fine. Do leave your opinion on what you think is the best episode of Peter Capaldi's time as the Doctor in the comments below. And, you know... So, yeah. In regards of Mummy and the Orient Express, I'm not just saying it was the best episode because of the usage of the Orient Express passenger service. For those of you who don't know, the Orient Express was a passenger service that ran from England, and I think it ran to either Istanbul or Venice. It was one of those two. The tickets, though, for it were stupidly expensive. Mind you, you were travelling in style. But yeah, that's not the only reason why I'm giving Mummy on the Orient Express praise as the best episode of Doctor Who Season 8. Other areas in which it deserves praise includes the main antagonist of the episode, the Foretold, who had a very interesting method of picking off its, well, not enemies per se, but just those unlucky enough to see it. Here was the dealio. If you saw the Foretold, you had 66 seconds before it killed you. Genius. Because it sort of, you know, it shows that the enemies do think. It shows that they do contemplate how they're going to kill someone, when they're going to kill someone, what they're going to do to kill them. You know, it's brilliant. The fact that they actually managed to get that into a Doctor Who villain. I cannot remember the name of the guy who wrote the script for Mummy on the Orient Express, but sir, or madam, or both, if you are watching this, then I salute you for your genius. And of course, on top of that, another reason why I like it was the fact that Foxes had a cameo in the episode performing a cover of Queen's Don't Stop Me Now. And she's such a good artist. And I would know because I actually have her debut album. I do actually have a copy of her debut album, and it's incredible. It really is. If you can find a copy of it going cheap, I highly recommend picking it up. The album is called Glorious. The name of the artist is Foxes. Seriously, pick it up. I think it's a good album, and for what it is, you get 11 tracks. Unless you buy the deluxe edition, then you get 16 tracks. For what it is, it's an absolute gem of an album. So, yeah. Ranting and raving over and done with, I am going to leave this rant video here. I do apologise for the fact that it's dragged on, and if you've succeeded in watching it up to this point, then again, my thanks to you. So yeah, until the next time, guys, which will probably be footage from the Cardiff Model Railway exhibition, This has been Speedy of Terror Productions saying thank you for watching, and I will see you all on the next venture. Bye, guys.